Right, folks. Back with another one, ain't we, lads? We're all back with another BVM Talks the Championship. I just want to start off, thanks to Mike for letting us use his massive, beautiful garden. We're trying to social distance. Also, we don't actually live in Leicester, do we, lads?
No.
We live outside the lockdown zone, so I don't want those stupid comments about, oh, the lockdown zone, you're not appreciating that. We're not in Leicester. We live outside of it, right? We live near Loughborough. We're not in the lockdown, so I've cleared that up. We're back. You've got to tell them, ain't you? Because they do get carried away, don't they? I know.
Tell them to piss out my hair as well.
I know. I've got no hair.
Isn't it?
Right, so we're back with me trusty back, heart of a football team, ain't we? Straight down the middle of the backbone. I've got Pedro in goal. He's a Derby fan.
Ready for the big game tomorrow.
Got Mike, who's at the centre of my defence. He's a Leeds fan. John Home in midfield, Dynamo. Forest.
Yeah.
And then you got me. This is my channel, so that's it. I'm not talking about Leicester, they're shite. Right. This is a show for the fans. It's not like... I like this because I like chatting like this because I feel that football fans see football different to your pundits. Sometimes you just don't agree with a pundit, you know what I mean? What do you think, Ped? Do you like doing this?
Yeah, well, I like to come and share my opinion of what I think about football, with somebody prepared to listen to it.
That's it. We're actually building up a little fan base, aren't we? I mean, we're getting about 6,000, 5,000 who regularly tune in, so I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, so you're happy doing this still?
Yeah, look, whilst we can, people are prepared to listen, I'm prepared to
I love doing it. You, Mike, you quite happy?
As long as Leeds are in the top two.
Leeds are in the top two.
Before that, I'm not playing them.
This is going to be
trying
knackered.
your hardest.
The worst thing is I could get all three of you promoted and my BVM Talks the Championships knackered. So anyway.
What do you look like Harry Potter today? Anyway?
Harry Potter.
The new hipster glasses. I Google hipster glasses. And
Not Harry Potter, I think you Googled Harry Potter.
More like Jean-Paul Sartre.
I think more like, where's Wally? Right, I want to start off, lads, with the Wigan thing. Administration. Not looking good for them, is it?
It's not looking good on a number of... I mean, I was just thinking the other day, when they won, who did they beat
to be fair, Wigan have beat Stoke the other day.
Wigan are the form team of the league, behind Derby.
Yeah, it's Wigan Bradford as well, yeah.
Last 15 games.
Weren't they second from bottom at one point and then they've literally just gone up and up?
Yeah.
Really well.
Won that 8 on the trot.
So from a fan's point of view, that must be gutting. You're looking at their results, you're thinking they're maybe done enough already to stay up.
Well,
and
I was trying to work it out and see if it was tactical, but they've now declared that they can't do it after winning the other night.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, it puts them rock bottom.
Yeah,
it truly puts them on 38.
Yeah.
The other thing I was reading was that they got sold in the week. 2 weeks ago to another Hong Kong consultant.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, put them in.
Something
They
dodgy.
just said they don't want to pay, did they? But then there's also a rumour, and this is from the chap, the head of the EFL, what's his name, Parry? Yeah. He said that Wigan to get relegated is big and betting in Philippines. All of a sudden there's a big betting syndicate and Wigan getting relegated, and all of a sudden, I don't know how true that is, but even if the head of the EFL saying something, he's got to have heard a rumour somewhere, hasn't he?
Yeah. But how can there be approved for takeover and then go into administration within 4 weeks after that?
Well, surely that's poor by the EFL, isn't it? Because they've got to be, haven't they got to be means tested, fit and proper? And if within 4 weeks you can't run a club, as I say, it screams to me there's something not quite right there.
And it's not even like
We've had
anybody
Dutch
had the
owners all the
chance
time.
to take over or come in and buy the club. It's just gone straight into administration without any warning.
Why you wouldn't buy something and then fold it within days, would you?
No, of course you wouldn't.
What's the point of buying it? You may as well save your money.
So, but if that is true that there's online, if there's gambling and they're betting on Wigan going down, they must have put a hell of a lot of money. How much did they buy Wigan for?
No, it doesn't say.
I think it was to do with taking on their debts.
Yeah, which is about 18 to 24 million, I read something. I don't know whether that was the debts or whether that was...
Obviously gamble responsibly, folks.
It's the fans that you feel sorry for.
It is the fans. These...
After they've been on that run,
Yeah, the Football League and the EFL and the EPL and whoever, they need to be, they probably need to be investigated through letting this happen. It's like this thing with Newcastle now at the moment, Mike Ashley and the Saudis. You know, what is it? I don't know.
That's all seems to have got really quiet.
It has, hasn't it? Because they're not. They were a bit worried about this Saudi lot, aren't they? And their human rights. Yeah, well, you would, wouldn't you?
Human rights, isn't it? Also, the fact that they are the lead country for piracy of Premier League.
Yes,
as well.
there is that as well, isn't there?
Yeah, they couldn't be seen to be endorsing it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on this Wigan thing. It's a bit bad. Do you think any other clubs are?
Well, I think that because until I read about dodgy Hong Kong stuff, I did wonder, you know, all these businesses coming back, furloughs over, business coming out. Who was it? Folder yesterday, Cafe Rouge and some.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Football's not
Bella
exempt,
Italia, wasn't it?
Yeah, football's not really exempt. Yeah. Some clubs, maybe not now, but when the.
But didn't the Championship get a bailout from the Premier League as well, like an early payment of some sort of description?
Before the payments forward.
That's it. Yeah,
So
just
there's not-
so all of a sudden,
significant.
I would have expected it in a lower league, in League 1 or 2 potentially. The fact that there's been no rumblings, you normally get an indication that there's some sort of financial issues, worries prior to this. This just came from nowhere.
Yeah, it has. It has come from nowhere. It's quite worrying that your Premier League teams buy a lot of players from the lower leagues, and if these are all going to start going, I might have to get my boots out then. You get the gloves on.
I have retired now.
Yeah, you have retired. That's it. Righto then, so we'll move on to that. Right. Well, we'll talk about Wigan. They're doing well. They had the third straight win. And even with the 12 points deducted, they've got a chance of, you know, if they're playing that well, they've got a chance of actually stopping up and...
Yeah, but then they get the 12 points deduction next season, don't they?
If they don't get it this season, I think that's what, from what I'm reading, is
they get 12 point reduction this season.
Yeah, because it's in Leeds.
Yeah. But if it takes them down, they get it again next season.
Oh, so they're
Sorry. If they get relegated on merit, you know, then they take it to next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The likelihood is they won't get relegated on merit.
They only start with 12 points down next season. They're finishing the bottom.
So the maximum they can get is 56 points. So when you consider the teams down there, Stoke, Middlesbrough, Huddersfield, Hull, they're on 43, 45. Middlesbrough we're going to be on 38 if they did get a 12-point reduction. The most they can get is 56. So it makes it tight round there because if you say they continue that form into these next few games, by no means of least, they're going to, in their next few games, Wigan's
playing Brentford.
The Derby played Wigan.
QPR and Barnsley.
Derby played Wigan Boxing Day, where we got a last-minute equaliser, and we were 20th, I think, and they were the lowest. And since then we're the 2 form teams of the league.
Yeah.
I want to keep going to beat Brentford.
Yeah.
Ain't going to beat Brentford.
Why not?
Brentford is a form team. They look good the other night.
Since the
Nailed on Brentford.
Of course, but since the restart,
you've got to be worried about. You're worried about Brentford, aren't you?
Brentford won every game.
Brentford won every game.
Sorry, Wayne Rooney's won every game.
Yeah, Wayne Rooney's won every game.
I wouldn't say it's a team.
Young ball.
Yeah. Just going to Wigan, they beat Stoke 3-0. Stoke really do look like they're in free fall, don't they, at the moment? They really do look like they're going. I read in the paper, the Daily Star. Well, it's just an easy read when you're at work, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Words to the Daily Star. Not as pictures.
Mark Hughes said something like Stoke's seen the best football under his managerial career at Stoke. Do you agree with that? I find that.
Who said that?
Mark Hughes.
Of his managerial.
Yeah, when he was at Stoke, he said Stoke fans seen the best football under him.
It's probably hard to imagine that it could get worse than Mark Hughes. But it's probably the best when you consider all those years under Pulis, then Mark Hughes, and now with.
I don't even. Who have we got?
Rowett went, didn't he?
Rowett went. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So,
but Stoke actually did have a bit of a run, didn't they? And got about.
When you look at what they've got, their strike force and stuff, and their teams and who they've got around them, they've got some good players.
They are.
They've got, is Ince still there?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I find it bizarre that they've got Benicophobia and he's out on loan.
Yeah.
And I know he's gone through some horrible times this season and
Yeah.
not maybe played as much as he would have liked.
They've got the biggest, most expensive squad in the division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've got rich owners, isn't they? Bet 365. You know, they're not short of a few quid, are they?
But poor managerial decisions.
Yeah.
But then you look at O'Neill, who's come in from Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
What's he done? He's never managed in the Championship.
No,
It's a big
no.
step.
It is
International,
a big
and
step.
then was it Northern Irish League, and I think he might have had a stint in Scotland. If I'm
Yeah, yeah.
not sure on that. But
Yeah, but there you go. But you know, they could go down. But there again, an ex-Premier team going down, it's hard to see. You know,
you've got
Sunderland
Huddersfield
did it,
double bubble.
Sunderland did. Well, Leicester have done it, haven't they?
Wolves did it.
Huddersfield down there.
You've done it.
Yeah.
So
Those clubs were looking at Wigan,
Did it? Yeah.
thinking,
Well, Wigan just
Yeah,
come back.
yeah.
Wigan only came back up last season.
Another,
Didn't
another
Yeah.
gambling company involved in getting Wigan
yeah.
relegated.
they? So no, what's his name? Dave Whelan's come out again and said that they were in fine books when he sold them and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, they were, weren't he? Well, I think he.
a model club, weren't they, Wigan?
Yeah, Dave Whelan took them as far as he could, couldn't he? I mean,
Win the FA Cup.
yeah, get relegated.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps he didn't then.
For a team like
they
Wigan,
had a good
where it's all about the Super League and
Yeah.
Spent more years in the Premier League than Forest and Leeds.
Yeah.
Probably.
spent more years than you have.
Yeah.
Didn't finish worst team in history either, did they?
Barnsley, they got a 2-0 win over Blackburn. They're getting a bit of good form, Barnsley, I reckon, at the moment. They've got the fighting chance of getting out there, and obviously with the Wigan situation, you know.
It's very close down there. There's about 6 teams, I think, that's still
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the mix. You wouldn't say the bottom 3 is locked on. I think
No.
at the start, after lockdown, you would have said bottom 3 maybe okay, but they've all come out. They're all picking up results.
They are, isn't they?
Charlton picked up.
Hull.
I thought they were dead and buried. They were on
Yeah,
free
yeah.
fall.
Yeah, they were.
Free fall.
Especially all Hull's players saying, I'm not playing.
Well, and then they sold the 2 best players in January, never replaced them.
No.
So
Yeah. A good result against Middlesbrough, wasn't it?
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
They brought in Warnock, haven't they? So
Well, that's the next point I will bring in on, to be fair.
we were teed up there, wasn't
Yeah, Neil Warnock. His winning comeback is over. He beat
God for that.
he beat Stoke, didn't he? And then he got beat by Hull. Borough took the lead in the 4th minute with a penalty, but got beat by an injury time winner. So,
Couldn't happen to a nicer bloke.
what's his nickname?
Colin Wank.
That's
It's
it.
an anagram.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I think Gary Lineker called his pin, didn't he? And he asked him how Colin is or something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like Neil Warnock, but I do like Neil Warnock.
It's good for football.
Yeah.
It's not a likeable.
Yes.
I think if he's not managing your team,
Yeah.
he's not. You don't want it. But
He wasn't that likeable when he was managing that team.
No, I don't think he was for you. No.
He's had 18 clubs, you know.
Played some
18
horrible.
I didn't realise he managed Burton Albion until this week. He started off like Burton Albion, Scarborough, Notts County, didn't he?
Yeah.
That Cardiff team was ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
But even when we played, when he was at Sheffield United, there's never been a pretty Warnock team to
No.
watch. QPR weren't pretty to watch. None of them.
I think what did it with me when Warnock shouted break his legs when they played Liverpool in that quick game.
Yeah.
I think that really thought, you fucking wanker.
Did he manage Leeds?
He did.
Marriage made in heaven, that.
I think that probably possibly one of the only teams he didn't take on.
Was he pre or post Paul Evans?
Pre.
Yeah. There you go, though. Yeah, so.
Steve Evans, sorry.
Do you think,
Steve
do
Evans.
you think Warnock's got it in him to keep him up? And will they
They've not
renew
got
his
an easy
contract?
run.
No, they haven't.
But again, they've got players, and I just don't understand why it's not clicking for them.
No, I
They've got
don't.
some big players on loan they've got some of those Chelsea youth kids on loan. They've got some other big players there. They've just let Rudy Guesty go, haven't they? They've just let him go because Warnock apparently there was a contract on the table. Warnock came in, half an hour chat, and he was gone.
It seems strange to sack Woodgate though after one match back from.
But
after
isn't he
lockdown.
still involved back of house?
But it's like, if you're going to change it, you've had 3 months to kind of think about
Yeah.
getting organised and change
Yeah.
it. Why do it
Yeah.
have
I
to
agree,
one day?
Ped. You're dead right there, mate. Definitely.
Maybe financials talk. Maybe if they did, that they're worried that they've been looked after by. Is it Gibson? It's a good team. Maybe the risk and the threat of actually generally going down puts a worry into them, and they've tried to shut them shop.
Yeah.
And I suppose Warnock, he is an horrible bastard, and he can get you results, can't he? So there you go.
I'd
Right.
put it on its line.
So again, dude.
I think they'll stay up.
Yeah, they probably will, and yeah, they probably will.
No.
Right, moving on to your team then, Pedro. But we'll have a quick word about Andre Wisdom. 27-year-old he is. He was visiting family relatives in Totstead, Liverpool, and he got stabbed and robbed. Stabbed in the head and stabbed in the buttocks. What kind of person stabs somebody in the buttocks? I mean, what kind of person stabs anybody anyway?
I was going to say, what's that in the first place? Shouldn't be happening, should it?
The buttocks. What?
I'm surprised this ain't got a bit more coverage actually.
I am,
It's
mate.
quite shocking.
Yeah.
you know.
Rivalry aside,
He's been in this.
I wouldn't wish
He's been
that on
in.
anyone, let alone
He's been in
player for you.
intensive care. You know.
Is it
Yeah,
really? I've
yeah.
not read much about it. But
exactly.
I felt when I heard it, it's not. You wouldn't wish that on anyone.
No.
Yeah.
Not your worst enemy in the street, just something
It's
that
not kind of minor stabbing. It was,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was a
just for
brutal
what? A
attack.
watch or something, or a t-shirt
Yeah.
or a pair of trainers.
It almost sounds as if it was.
Meditating.
Yeah, it sounds as if there was something a little bit deeper, and they've nicked his watch as an excuse.
Don't know, because he's from that neck of the woods, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
he
played
was
for
at Liverpool.
So
I mean, strangely, he's been in and out of the team, but he's kind of moved to centre back, and I would say on Saturday was about the best game he's had
Yeah.
for Derby.
Really?
Certainly, remember he was like Beckenbauer the way he was strolling forward through from the centre of defence and
is
spraying
that
passes
because the
around.
league's not really started? It feels very much pre-season and no one else other teams have.
Yeah, and then that happens to him on the Saturday night.
Is he out for this week?
So yes, out of hospital.
All right, he's out of hospital, is he?
He is now.
All right, yeah.
But there was a big fundraising thing for him and celebrate some charity and some of the Derby fans. So,
What?
so the raising.
Right.
But the main thing is he's on the road to recovery. He can, hopefully he'll play again. Maybe not this season, but he'll
Why
get back to
has he-
playing again.
So there is a flag, there's
Yeah.
a flag to kind of.
Ah, yeah, I've heard
and then
about
the
the
money
flag.
that they've raised beyond the cost of that has gone
Yeah.
to charity, which is
Yeah, fair play. But no, I just can't work it out. I mean, it's just unbelievable that you can't even walk down your street, or you can't get out your car at 4:30 in the morning without getting stabbed and robbed. What?
What
I've
is it
already tucked up in my bed.
What is it coming to that you can't be out at 4:30 in the morning? Anyway, moving on. Derby seem to be hitting the right form at the right
Well,
time.
you could
Ped.
say
This,
that. You could say that.
Little layoff that they've had has done well.
Yeah,
And,
5 games unbeaten now, and we're really looking pretty good.
I caught the highlights, and Rooney is looking quite good. I
So-
don't understand his beard.
Yeah, well, it's kind of, he's a style icon though, isn't he? But
Really?
No.
I think it's not just about Rooney. I think obviously his kick, he is important to
Yeah.
us. So
So you're telling me if
since
he doesn't play in your team, you're going to win?
no, so
I don't think
I'm
you
not
can
saying
do
it's not
that.
important because since the turn of the year when he started, I say we are top of the form league and playing pretty well. But there were like 5 18, 19-year-olds in that team that
They're
are
looking
learning
good.
from him,
Yeah,
and they're playing some really kind of
You're going to learn from someone who's better to pick someone like Rooney.
really kind of good football. It's as good as I've seen it in a long time. And
Yeah.
we've got a really tough run in. We've got
Your next 3 games.
well, we've
So
got
it's half the top
Forest.
6.
We've got
We start the top
Forest.
6 the next 3
We've
games.
got all. We've got Forest, West Brom, Brentford, Cardiff, Leeds.
You've got
and
the top
Birmingham.
6.
We've got 5 out of the top 6.
5 out of the top 6.
So it's in your own hands, really, Ben, isn't it?
Well,
When
it
all's
is,
said and done,
It's
it's.
tough. It's tough.
It's also massive influence on how the table finishes, whatever Derby do.
So I worked out you need 18 points. Minimum.
No, I think,
Stato's kicking off.
18 points.
I think we need to win.
You need to win.
This year.
Well, I worked. We need 11 points to guarantee it mathematically.
Is that obviously taking the points off them as well as if you're playing?
Just mathematically,
Yeah.
if you were just to take, if we take it off them, it might.
Yeah,
other
it's
teams
gonna-
coming and picking up.
Yeah.
Mathematically, you need 11. We've got you, Preston, and Fulham in our next 3 games.
Yeah,
And not Fulham, Preston. Sorry, should I say it that way round. That's all this week.
yeah.
Next Sunday, we could be sat here and we could all be locked down. We could already be guaranteed a place in the playoffs.
74 will get you enough. So
Yeah,
7
yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mathematically, we're going to go with it all if everyone picks up points. And we're going to pick points up off those around us. I don't know. We were looking. I mean, we didn't play well on Wednesday night, but we got a win.
Yeah.
Huddersfield, again, they played, but we were clinical. Brabham was something else in those 2 goals. I think we could have had 2 or 3 more on Sunday, but yeah. Wednesday, we didn't start playing until the last 25 minutes. Got that free kick and it brought us to life. So
Yeah.
How are you feeling about tomorrow then?
I don't know, because I'll be honest with you, I think Rooney's on form, and I can't deny that. I can't say he's not, and he worries me because I just don't see. If we mark him out of the game, I don't see what you can do, but I don't see how we mark him out of the game without a couple of players. And I think Watson and Rooney's got a bit more pace than Watson. Than Ben Watson.
Really got no pace.
He's got more than Ben Watson. But if Sal comes back from injury, I think our stats for Sal is like 19 games played. We've won 12, drawn 7.
It just feels
So
like
I think you get him back. He came back from injury on Wednesday night. He starts again. I think he's the sort of player that will rifle Rooney and disrupt your way of playing. My concern is, do we create enough chances to score against you? Because it's almost like we'll only create 1 or 2 chances. We need to take them, and that's been our point all season. I think we've got like the lowest created chances at home.
Really?
Defence is our weak point. We've got the goals on everybody. I think we've got like the 3rd highest goals scored in the league.
Quite possibly have.
But defensively,
But
I can see you're taking your chances.
But we don't create many chances. We literally 1 or 2 chances, and then that's us done for the game.
It feels though like this is the biggest Derby Forest game for
It is,
2
isn't it?
years.
It is. There's a lot more riding on it this year than there is
I kind of
because
feel like, and it's such a shame that we're not going to be.
No, neither of us are there.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting because there's no atmosphere at your ground anyway, so it will just be like playing there full ground. The thing is, we're not there to support our team.
But I tell you what, it was a hell of a free kick from Rooney the other night, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, his quality,
Yeah.
His set pieces, you know. And
Silver's
with his passing,
won the award for Quest TV.
It's his influence on the game, not necessarily with the ball, but
Yeah,
that's what made
That's
a big
what worries me.
Yeah, that's
is
it,
when
yeah.
he's how he gets team motivated up around him, and not necessarily in front of goal when he's on the ball or off the ball guiding.
He
those
brings
players.
something to the team, doesn't he?
Yeah, look, for me, it's a fantastic boot for the Championship because he's not a Championship level player.
No,
He should. I don't see why he doesn't get into a mid-table, lower
French
end,
team.
or Premiership team. To be fair,
I saw the sending off on against Derby. Huntington, he stood on Sibley, didn't he?
He wasn't sent off, didn't even get booked.
I thought he got sent off.
No.
You know, I've read that wrong then. I watched the
It was a
highlight.
retrospective ban that he got, so
I can't understand why somebody in this day and age with all the cameras and stuff in a football match, even in the Championship, no disrespect to the Championship, why would you do that? Why would you risk?
Tom Lawrence got sent off last week
he lashed out.
after the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he lashed out.
To be fair to him, I thought it was a bit hard done to him,
But you look at the play.
he did react.
Mitrovic is banned.
But that was the game. He got to play the whole game. He could have.
He played the whole game, he should have been sent
Yeah.
the first minute.
Agreed.
Yeah, I just
That's
can't.
what free game
I
ban
just
was
can't
great.
understand footballers that. I don't know, just idiots. Anyway, Fulham, they've seemed to start slow, but get in there. They beat Brentford and QPR finally.
Didn't beat Brentford.
Didn't they? Oh, I've got all this wrong. This is what happens when you do a live on a Thursday night when you should be doing this. Oh, getting beat by Brentford. That's it. I can't even read my own writing. I've got it enlarged to 25 so I can see it. And QPR, but finally winning over West Bromwich Albion. Is it a case of?
No, they didn't beat West Brom.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Ignore that bit. Is it a case of sod it?
No, he beat.
QPR beat
Fulham seemed.
Fulham beat QPR.
Fulham beat.
Fulham beat.
Did Fulham beat West Brom?
No.
Didn't they?
Fulham beat
Brentford beat West Brom.
QPR beat QPR lost to Brentford. Fulham, sorry. They went 1-0 up after a minute, didn't they? QPR. We still lost 2-1. Yeah.
Well, this is what my channel's all about, getting it wrong. This is what I don't edit.
Like C-Fax, this is.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Anyway, is it Fulham saying, sod it, we're going to make the playoffs and just leave it there?
I think so. I don't think. Look, for me, the top 5 is pretty much locked down, I think. It's
Until we stop
in their
using the word lockdown.
hands. Sorry. Top 5 is pretty much cemented. I would say it's all within their teams. I think the 6th place is the open spot.
Yeah.
However, if form dictates and someone could drop,
Yeah. Yeah,
as long as the top 5 still keep continuing picking up points, it's theirs.
Right. Well, I'm just going to stop this and start it again. Like we've never. There we go. Back up and running. So, where was it then? So we're going to say that Fulham and that just say, sod it, we're stopping in the playoffs.
They've been a bit like that all season.
Yeah, it's not out of the question, but they've got the same indifferent start as Leeds, so they haven't gained any
They've missed
points in
their
the top
chance.
two.
Yeah.
Do you think that's down to the inexperience of the manager in there? First managerial role, big club, just come down from the Premier League.
Well, I mean, Leeds have won one, drawn and lost one. The worst, the team that's the one team that actually dominated the play, certainly first half against Leeds, was Fulham.
Yeah.
It's all over Leeds.
They did it with us, but we still beat
Had
them.
the goal down. We were better in the second half.
Yeah.
We weren't brilliant against Cardiff, but we were the better side. Got beat, and we absolutely thrashed Luton 1-1. We absolutely, the stats.
Stats don't win games, right?
We need to grab them. We need to score some goals.
And Bamford's up there, and he scored.
14.
Yeah. But so
It's not to be sniffed at.
it's not to be
Got
sniffed
12
at.
points mathematically you've done, so 4 wins out of 6.
It's still in our it's obviously in our own hands. But Brentford,
Teams around you dropping points.
before the lockdown, just after Christmas, Brentford were a form side, and I think the first one of these that we did, I've been looking and saying the one team that's going to catch up with West Brom, Leeds, is Brentford. And that's when everybody got within a point of Leeds. I mean, Brentford and Forest
Couldn't hold it in their hands.
couldn't get a win for weeks. And Brentford won their last game before the lockdown, on a run of poor form. And then since then, 3 straight wins from the start, and all of a sudden
They can score goals for fun though. They've got two of the league's top scorers are in that team.
effectively,
Yeah.
they're only 5 points behind Leeds and 4 behind West Brom, because their goal difference is 10 better than Leeds and West Brom. So if they make those points,
But I don't think West Brom are good enough to, or they're not playing well enough to kind of move above years. Even if Brentford got into the
game-
top 2,
game
I think
where-
it'd be at the expense of West Brom.
West Brom let themselves down and let everybody down. That's what they got beaten by Brentford. West Brom had beaten Brentford. We'd all be. When I say win, I would be sleeping easy because they didn't.
I think
not.
if you look at the next 3 fixtures for pretty much the top 6, 7 teams, we could be sat here next Sunday afternoon, Monday evening, and we'll be having a completely different conversation to what's going on. Because you've got 50% of the top 5. You've got to play a couple of teams. We've got to play pretty much Derby, Fulham, and Preston teams around us. Everyone seems to be playing the right teams at for the right time for the right points.
It's an exciting time for the Championship, I think. I think sometimes, well, I don't think sometimes, I think most of the time the Championship's more exciting than the Premier League. It's just of what's
I'll
in
tell you what,
case.
I will
Premier
miss it
League is
because we're in it to win it, and you've got something to play for. You get into the Premier League, it's about survival.
Yeah.
And you're playing for
It
17th.
is, you're
You're
right,
playing for
yeah.
17th when you come up,
Yeah.
and it's picking up points against those
Yeah.
teams around you, having that freak draw against
Yeah.
the champions, whether it be Liverpool or Man City.
Well,
whoever it was at that time.
my next point is, Jono, is you've got to be happy with Forest the way they're playing at the moment, kind of thing. I mean,
yeah. Look, for 3 years ago we stayed up on goal difference.
yeah.
We've had a couple of seasons where it's been indifferent. We've not had a manager see through a season in 10 years. You read all these. Sorry?
A couple of seasons of it.
No, the indifference from being mainly relegated.
Oh,
so mid-table championship.
Yeah.
That's indifference for us. Points where we're up, down, and look, we're giving it a go. And for me, I've seen some good football, seen some poor football, but we've got a bit of an identity about us. And I really like the manager who's come in. I think he's just. No one expected anything from him. No one gave him a chance in hell. And in fairness, I didn't even know who he was before reading him. And I think he's shown everyone what he can do. He's got his own style of play, and he's really enforced that on the team. The fans have bought into it. We're not the prettiest to watch at times, but other times we can be. We tend to play to upset other teams. I think the term's shithouse,
Yeah.
and that is literally what we go and do. We've done it to you guys. We did it to Brentford twice. We've done it. I think if you were a Bristol fan, you'd probably feel begrudged about losing the match, not winning it necessarily. Huddersfield fans generally thought that they should have got something out of our match if we're winning 3-1.
Yeah.
So
I must admit, I've got a mate at work, Rika, and he's a Forest fan through and through. He had his double glazing done once by a company. His mate who was a Leicester fan. But when they put his windows in, he got a Leicester badge in the glass. He went fucking mad. Anyway, and he's really happy, really, how Forest are playing. He's quite happy that what's happening there. So.
I think I wouldn't want to play Brentford right now in the. I wouldn't want to be playing Brentford right now in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't mind playing them in the final, one-off game, but I want to play them over 2 legs.
I'll give you the option now then. You make the playoffs, don't go up. No, this is not a bit of a... I was going to word this different, but would you rather go up as champions next year and...
No guarantee you're going to get that
Yeah.
next year, so got to be in it to win it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
That's it. You're dead right there, Pedro's always the voice of sense. Oh, it makes him feel good. We've just been talking about Brentford, 3 out of 3. Can they catch the top 2, or is it?
It's impossible.
No.
No, I don't.
No.
I think it's up to the top 2 to fuck it up first.
You know,
Yeah.
they were with game in hand. They were 2 points behind West Brom before West Brom played their game home. So we're only got to do that again, you know.
Yeah.
So
So,
I think it's a 3-horse race for them.
yeah, it says, yeah, I think you're
Wigan,
right.
Charlton and Derby their next 3 games, Brentford's.
Um,
It's all 3 are winnable.
yeah.
All the
2
games.
of the 3 form teams in the league.
Yeah, so
We've
that,
established.
so that brings us, before we come to Leeds, West Brom. Do you think, well, this is basically, I've just said, can Brentford catch the top 2, and can basically West Brom keep it there? Can they?
Oh, again,
They're going to shit the pants and
the thing is, and we saw this before with Brentford, but and last season, as it gets close to the wire, teams do slip up where you don't expect them to slip up. Teams
Yeah.
start to get nervous
Yeah.
about their results. Norwich last year, Norwich were up
yeah,
in theory for weeks, but they didn't get those final few points right until the end. You know, so I think there'll be a couple of twists. I think there'll be a few.
Let's have a chat after this week, because it's 3 games. So this weekend, midweek, and next weekend, quite quick
Yeah.
session. All quite important. Let's see where we are. And that's half of them gone. We've got
Yeah.
3 games to play left after that.
As, you know, and
It'll be a clear indication next weekend.
we might do a midweek BVM Talks the Championship. We might not this
week
week.
after next.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So then, we're just finishing with Leeds now over this chat. Bit of a jittery start for you guys, but what do you reckon?
Well, yeah. What do I reckon?
Yeah.
We're still 6 points clear with 18 to play. So
How did you lose to Cardiff?
by giving them the ball twice,
Yeah.
and letting them score, yeah, and not playing particularly well. So a really good convincing win against Fulham, which we had to win, 6 points. We win it.
But it weren't that convincing.
3-0 is fairly convincing. Well,
In the scoreline.
in the scoreline and the goals, you know. So you go against
But
Leeds.
didn't you 2 of your players was it against Cardiff blame the floodlights for not being able to hit open goals? Didn't they come out and say the floodlights stopped them from heading in open goals?
who that
was
player
it
was?
Bamford and another came out and said this week that they didn't score, they missed 2 glorious opportunities because the floodlights were interfering with them. Not the fans weren't deflecting it for it.
Who that
So-
player who
sorry.
moaned about the grass that time? He played for Man City.
But anyway,
Yeah, so I mean what you don't want evening games now, is that what we're saying?
what we're saying is that we've got more points than you. The chances are
Most people have got 4 points.
6 points clear, or 5 points if you go for the goal difference. It's all in our own hands. If we can get some form like we had before, so 3 wins.
Did you got next?
Blackburn, which is easy.
Stoke should be.
Stoke, home,
Back to the line.
which you'd like to think,
Doesn't look like it, does it?
and then Swansea away.
What
I
happened
don't
against?
think. Do you think away and home are really making a difference right now with no fans there?
No, I don't think it does. I don't think it makes a blind bit of difference.
That we're winning home and away.
Yeah.
Because you're used to quiet stadiums.
Just get that little one in there.
Used to
eh?
quiet
I think
stadiums.
with
used to
Leeds,
no fans
they need
around.
to score early.
Yeah. What happened with the Luton game then? Because
We had 22, 23 shots, over 75% of the play. We had at least 15 corners, which we can't seem to do anything with corners. We let them score.
Floodlights on.
That's wrong, but there was 15,000 cardboard cutouts reflecting the light away from
Tiger King.
the players.
I saw Bin Laden was there, wasn't he?
yeah,
So,
people can't hack it, can they?
so it's in our hands. So we've got to do it.
Yeah.
But it's getting now lighter.
It is. It's all good stuff.
It
It's
should be.
for a neutral, it's very exciting,
It is,
isn't it?
And then what? You get to the end. You've got 6 games to play in the next 3 weeks, and then a week. Literally, it's a playoff where you play like 2 day gap, 2-3 day gap before you get to before each leg and then the final. Because was it? League One was last night. It's tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
League One playoffs.
Yeah.
And then they play again Monday, and the the finals like Wednesday or Thursday next week.
I tell you what, if I hear any players moaning that they're fatigued and knackered and tired, I'm going to go absolutely fucking mad. We've just had 3 months off and the moaning because they've got to play.
They've all been paid in that 3 months, haven't they?
They have, yes, they have. You're dead right. Right, Charlton are playing Millwall tonight. Yeah.
Millwall have got hope, haven't they? They're on the
Yeah.
edge, but Charlton are fighting for their lives.
Yeah,
so.
Charlton are fine. But I suppose, yeah, it's a waste of time there. Is that why they put it on tonight? Because nobody's going to
I
watch
think
it.
it was a week ago. You could have said Millwall
Could
could play off
yeah.
and Charlton were fighting relegation. Charlton have pulled it out.
Yeah, that's it. Stoke are playing Barnsley tomorrow. It's a must-win for both. We spoke about Stoke being complete shite at the moment.
So Barnsley for me.
Yeah, it's,
Barnsley, I think they're a decent side.
yeah, but the second from bottom, ain't they?
And are they the team
Well, they are, but
in their recruitment policy, they don't buy players over 24 as well.
Play some
So,
nice football.
yeah, but they don't buy players over 24.
Well, that ain't very helpful, is it?
No,
You
but
mean
it gives the youth, brings in youth players, and they get.
well, that's what youth team for, isn't it?
I suppose it's a way of keeping the weight them down.
Yeah. That's no good if you're in
They're
like
working on a budget, aren't they?
Northern Dairies League, is it? If you do need. Well, you've done it, ain't you? Derby have bought in somebody like Rooney with a bit of. Obviously, they can't afford. Barnsley can't afford.
Derby aren't paying for
I'm
it.
not sure that
I'm Bet32 paying for it. And they paid half his wages.
Slanderous comment.
We don't know who's paying. Allegedly. Can't be dealing with any hassle. Brentford v Wigan.
Wigan nailed on that one.
Yeah, I reckon that because I reckon Wigan are going to be battling to stay up. They're going to really.
The heart's been ripped out
I
of
think,
Wigan now.
I think it's going to be. They've only been paid. Players have only been paid 20%, haven't they, today?
Are they?
It's a trick. They're both formed teams, aren't they? Since the Derby, since the.
You know, the last BVM we did before the lockdown, you predicted a result, didn't you, of somebody getting beat? And I meant to have a look, and I can't remember it were.
If we're Wigan beating Leeds, wasn't it?
I think it was
No,
something like
was
that.
it?
Yeah.
And I said
don't know.
anybody someone's going to put a fiver on it.
Yeah, you said put a fiver on it,
No, I said don't ever waste any money on Wigan.
bet responsibly.
I think it was.
And then Wigan beat it.
Yeah, I think it was.
Good stuff. Right, so that, well, I personally think that Wigan will win that. Luton v Reading, they're fighting again. I still can't believe you lot drew against Luton. I can't believe it. I can't believe that.
They've got the old manager back, haven't they? Nathan Jones, is it?
I thought you were going to say David
Is he the one who went to Stoke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took Luton up last season. didn't
Yeah, to
it?
League One, and then went to Stoke, and then got sacked after about 3 months.
Yeah. Well, I think having him back will make a difference.
Yeah.
I don't. Luton might win that because Reading ain't really playing for anything, are they?
Right. They could upset the apple cart, they can't, because I think they've got to play quite a few of the top teams as well.
Yeah.
So they could be decisive in just basically
We
causing
beat
this,
them
yeah.
last week.
Good team, Pedro Darby. Huddersfield, Preston, both need to win really, don't
So
they?
Huddersfield got a good result against Burnley midweek.
Yeah.
But then lost it against us. I think the problem with they're inconsistent, they're up down.
They need points to
They
desperate.
do need the points.
It's that thing of these teams like Preston, Blackburn, Millwall. Do they still believe they can get in the playoffs? Because mathematically they can. But that gap is just.
Too big,
For me,
isn't it?
I think it's cut.
It's not just the gap; it's the number of teams in between, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, anyone
when
from
we
Millwall.
started Derby with 12, didn't they? But 3 games ago.
But it's that. Yeah, that's the thing.
I think anyone outside of Bristol, I think that's why I've highlighted there. Bristol upwards are playoffs. So 12 to 7, possible playoffs.
But you only need Derby to win one more game, and for some of those teams, it's starting to look like
that's
it's
it.
a 2-horse race between Derby and Cardiff.
Look at the effort Jono's put into that lot.
Anyway,
Look at that.
we're 3 points clear now.
That's what I mean.
Right, which is-
I set the standards now, Dave.
Yeah.
You know, if Derby extend that 3 points to 4 or 5 over the chasing pack, then you are looking to me at Derby or Cardiff for that last place. More than likely.
Yeah, look.
As teams take
Unless one of those puts a really good run together. Blackburn are quite fancy. I think they could start 3 points tomorrow.
So I think let's get these next 3 games out of the way and let's see what they are.
It's
'Cause
going to be
I think
interesting.
it really will tip up the table.
This
Or
next
it'll be-
chat, I'm really looking forward to the next one because it's going to be just, you know what I mean? Fulham v Brum.
Fulham.
Yeah. Bristol v Cardiff. Are Bristol
that's-
still reeling over the statue being pulled down? Chucked in the cut.
I think that's a draw. It's
Yeah.
a draw.
Could do with Bristol City winning that.
Yeah, I think that as well.
A draw.
Local derby.
Local derby. I bet the police are happy that nobody's turning up. In theory, I bet they will be turning up. Mind you, they're not allowed out of Wales yet, are they?
No. Because did you see that thing? There's a thing on Sky News the other day. There's a village where it's on the borders of Wales and England. One pub can open, one pub can't.
Yeah.
And they were saying that.
Like living in.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like living here.
Says you're right, Ped. Yeah, so Bristol City. I don't know really. No, do you think Bristol will win or
I think it's be a draw.
Yeah. Your lot, Blackburn and Leeds.
Leeds will win.
They're awkward.
Yeah.
They're awkward though, Blackburn.
It's not an
aren't
easy game. We've got to win. So
Yeah.
Leeds will win.
they? It's not a nice place to go, is it? Really.
I mean, you know, it's
It's
not
a bit
really easy.
windy.
But Leeds need the points. Leeds will win.
Tomorrow, is it?
3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow.
We've just been joined by a couple of lads. Do you want to introduce yourself, boys? Richie and Eddie. They've just come in. I'm getting a crowd now. It's looking good.
We're all 2 metres apart. let's
Yeah,
be
we're all
honest.
2 metres apart, so don't you worry. Swansea v Sheffield Wednesday. Waste of complete time, that. No point in talking about that. Well, it's a nothing game, isn't it? It's an absolute...
Swansea, you know,
Swansea's still there.
Swansea.
Yeah,
still
but-
got-
Yeah, they are there, but I just can't see Swansea doing anything.
Too inconsistent.
Yeah,
An inconsistency.
I don't think they're a threat. I think they're safe. I just... You know what I mean?
If they lose a couple of games, because we play them in
Yeah.
next Saturday, week on Saturday. Oh no, Sunday it is. Sunday.
I think we've got
On the
that.
telly. We've got Stoke on the telly on.
Aren't you always on the telly? So I won't worry about it.
Yeah.
So they play Stoke on a Thursday and on a Sunday. Which can, you know, if we beat Blackburn, that can work to our favour because everyone else has played. We know.
So we've all got to play. We've got to play Saturday
Yeah,
night,
Tuesday.
Tuesday evening, and
Yeah.
we're on Saturday.
Yeah.
We're on against following Saturday
But
lunch.
you're playing the same time as everybody else.
No,
All
we're
the
playing
teams-
early. We're playing full. We've got to set the standards.
Well,
Yeah.
apart from this local derby thing, nobody else is really bothered about watching derby. It's not good for ratings, is it?
No.
Leeds, every time we're having to play a different time than everybody else.
It is, yeah. It's you know, consistency, you know what I mean? But
We'll get back to the floodlights again. Yeah.
Borough, they've got QPR. Warnock's playing one of his old clubs.
I think Borough will sneak that.
Yeah, I think they will as well. I think he'll be up for that. He's a miserable old bastard, and I think he'll do the job.
I like QPR. I think they've got some decent
But
players.
Yeah.
he plays a good style of football.
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't have a plan B.
No.
I think that came out when he played for us, and I think that's coming out
A
now.
bit like Brendan Rodgers at the moment. He ain't got a plan. He ain't got a fucking plan A at the moment. That bloke. Well, there you go.
Do you think Leicester should be playing tomorrow?
Is it
Yeah, I do.
What,
because-
at home or neutral?
That's like because
we're saying you can't go into Leicester and out of Leicester. Teams shouldn't be going in there. For me, it should be a neutral ground.
I
Just
think-
if we're following the guidelines.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably safe to do it, but just what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's
So that's the point.
everybody, all the Leicester.
You're saying you can't go to shops, you can't reopen your businesses, you can't do
But
that.
we're gonna have a Premier League.
We're going to get
Yeah,
Premier
we're gonna have a
League.
yeah.
I just don't think it sets a good
Yeah.
example.
To be honest, I never thought of it like
I
that.
think you can play quite happily, play at another ground that's outside the lockout area, a neutral ground for both, or even play at St George's.
Yeah. Well, I've just listened to the radio, and Rogers was saying, look, that no actual players live in that area.
Of course they don't.
Yeah.
No, well, they ain't, are they? They're all in their own little bubble. They're getting tested quite frequently about it.
And I won't question that it's probably the
No.
safest place in Leicester, but it just feels
It feels a
wrong
bit
to do
contradictory,
it.
doesn't it?
Yeah. To be
People
fair,
have been
mate,
asked to make sacrifices.
to be fair
Yeah.
though, this whole thing has been wrong about this and that. I don't want to get into it because it's political and you can upset people, but I think mistakes have been made, good things have been made. I don't know.
None of us have been through this before. I think we're
No,
all learning as we
there's
go
no
along.
look. There's no rule book. I think whoever was in charge, it would be the same that nobody would know what to do. That's a good
Without-
point. That, eh?
Anyway, this is Championship, not Premier League. No, this is
Well, I'm not.
Championship.
I'm keeping it.
I'm just looking for the code.
Other
rules.
countries, are
Yeah.
On the back, there's that black
Yeah.
snap on the back.
So, yeah, I think I never thought of it, to be fair. Had that a real good point, and you've caught me on the op because I've normally got an opinion about everything.
Yeah.
And you're probably right. It shouldn't be played at Leicester, but I ain't got a clue, and I mean that. I haven't got a clue about that. West Brom v Hull. Last one.
That's wrong, shouldn't it?
It should be.
Hull are doing all right, though, aren't they?
They
I think West Brom look a bit a bit shaky at the minute.
Yeah, well, I'd like
Who
them
did
to.
they beat in the week? Who did they beat in the week?
Who?
West Brom. Beating them.
They did on.
I don't know, did I write it now?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, the top.
2-3.
What, West Brom?
I think it was Fulham.
Oh yeah, it was Fulham. Sorry, it was Fulham. Yeah.
In fact, I've not made any notes about West Brom at all.
It
I
was
do
Fulham, the big
apologise
club,
to the baggies.
Someone threw now,
Tuesday
wasn't
night.
it? Yeah.
West Brom.
No, we're really up to date with this, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm screwed up there.
They won the last game.
Yeah, they won the last game.
None of us
We
are
did
actually
win.
interested in anyone else's team, are we, right now?
No.
I think
We're in the.
I'd like Hull to win, but I think West Brom.
Yeah. I think Hull might do it, to be fair. So that is basically it of this edition of BVM Talks the Championship. Is there anything you three guys would like to add? Is there anything the crowd would like
Beat
to add?
Sheffield Wednesday.
The beat Sheffield Wednesday.
The beach, that's right, they did, yeah.
That's quite nice. It's just a shame we're going to watch Peg cry tomorrow morning.
Can we have a fan cam on you?
You can set that up, can't you?
Yeah.
You can do it.
That'd be good,
you
wouldn't
can
it?
register on Sky.
can have a fan cam
You do it
of,
on Zoom and you watch it. If you want to do it, Fed, I'm happy to do it.
Harry Potter crying.
Most high pitch.
Anyway, I
Potter
predict
puberty.
a draw or a Derby win.
Draw a
I'll
Derby
see
win.
Forest win.
It's fine.
What do the crowd
Look,
think?
I'll
Draw
take it.
the Forest Derby game. Derby win.
Derby win. I know nothing about football.
I like your honesty.
Derby or Forest then?
That's fine. That's
Derby
fine.
or Forest? Well, because I know you, and I don't know the Derby.
It's fine. I'll go against the odds.
Is that how it
There you
works?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good as any.
Right, so
Right answer, anyway.
That was timing by the speed of it.
we'll bring this to an end and we'll see what when we'll do the next one. We might bring it forward because if there's so many games happening and all that in the, I think it could be entertaining. Get us while we're all fresh and hot. All right, folks. Say bye, lads.
Cheers.